Just a quick beer update for you. The day has finally arrived. The Supreme Court of Canada has agreed to hear Gerard Comeau's case, which could mean huge implications for free interprovincial trade. Comeau was fined for driving alcohol, including some cases of beer and spirits, across the New Brunswick border from Quebec. Lots of people do this because liquor in Quebec is much cheaper, but Canada's trade laws are so screwed up that you can actually get in trouble doing it. The cops in New Brunswick actually set up radar to watch people doing this because New Brunswick's liquor system is protectionist, just like the ones across Canada, and they're losing too much money to citizens that travel across the border to buy cheaper booze, only in Canada. What's really screwed up, though, is that under our Constitution, trade barriers between provinces are illegal. So Comeau went to court, and in a long, expensive, and unnecessary battle, the provincial court threw out his fine and deemed the law unconstitutional. So now the Supreme Court will hear the case, and they have the power to change the laws in Canada. The last time this was done was 96 years ago, so this is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that is of national interest. Why? Because this isn't the only case where trade barriers are affecting the economy. We currently have several court cases and an agreement on internal trade challenge in the works against the Alberta NDP for implementing a tax and grant program that out-of-province breweries and importers are saying give Alberta breweries an unfair advantage. Currently, Steam Whistle Brewery, based in Ontario, and Great West Brewery, based out of Saskatoon, have cases on the go, and Artisan Ales, an importer based in Calgary, is in the midst of that AIT appeal that will go ahead on June 1st. Some successes have been realized in the fight against trade barriers in Canada by Conservative MP Dan Albus. His private member's bill to amend the Importation of Intoxicating Liquors Act removed a Prohibition-era law banning the movement of wine, and then later, the Conservatives amended that act again to include craft beer and artisan spirits. Unfortunately, the Liberals haven't done much in the way of lifting these ridiculous trade barriers, and it's ultimately up to the provinces to follow through. Under those changes, only 3 have done so. The Liberal government did announce a Canada free trade deal, but unfortunately it has many exemptions and includes an excise tax of 2% on alcohol. The Conservatives also made an opposition motion to elevate the Comeau decision to the Supreme Court last year that all parties except the Liberals agreed with. Conservative MP John Barlow, who is now the critic for interprovincial trade, has tabled a bill to amend the Importation of Intoxicating Liquors Act again, and also the Excise Act, to remove the stipulations that restrict the ability for liquor producers to sell their product outside of their provinces without the permission of another province's liquor board. This is a nonpartisan issue, and the Liberals seem to be making it a partisan one. Fortunately, it's now up to the Supreme Court to decide. It's been estimated that interprovincial trade barriers leach $15 billion from the Canadian economy yearly, and that eliminating them could add anywhere between $50 to $100 billion to the economy. Any way you look at it, these barriers are just bad news and they're illegal. From taking away billions from the economy to preventing the consumer from having a choice in what beer they drink, it just goes to show that these laws affect absolutely everyone. And now Gerard Comeau, who is a freedom fighter for us all, will have his day to fight for us all once again, and maybe even once and for all. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks so much for watching. If you're against interprovincial trade barriers and you think they just need to go, sign my petition at beerfreedom.ca to show that you want these illegal trade barriers gone for good.